Hello everyone, and welcome to the Tuesday checklist on a Wednesday. Though to be honest, we don't really know what day it is at the moment, enraptured as we are by the amazing open world of Horizon Forbidden West. And tantalisingly close to the lands between with Elden Ring's release this Friday the 25th of February. We can't wait! With all our time spent in the Forbidden West and our taste of Elden Ring's glorious beta, we're now pretty confident we know exactly how to make the perfect open world. So here we are with all the essential ingredients. As resident Halo enthusiast, I'm up first.
So, the perfect open world ingredients for a game, is it bread? No. Is it salad? No.
Oh, definitely not salad.
Oh, I'm thinking of a delicious cheese salad sandwich.
Okay.
Is it cheese? No.
Salad and a
it's not
sandwich
cheese.
can be good though.
Yeah.
Is it any other ingredient? Garlic. Is it garlic? Is
Always,
it chili?
Always garlic.
Is it salt and pepper? No. Let me tell you.
One more clove than is in the recipe, always.
Really?
What?
Yeah,
Top tip from Rob. One more
Yeah.
clove than the recipe calls for.
yeah, that's
Wow.
top cooking tip there.
My mind is blown right
Now translate
Oh my
that to
God.
open world.
Yes.
Okay, one more clove that I offer you. The garlic of an open world. The cloves are the methods of traversal, is the metaphor I've gone with. I'm just going to say it plainly for you. My perfect ingredient for an open world is being able to get across it in style and have fun. I think if you've got a massive, beautiful map that you can look at and has loads of different biomes and is full of goodies and like implores you to explore it, being able to do so in different ways and exciting ways is a really important part of making it a fun and engaging experience. So I've been playing a lot of Horizon Forbidden West, and I feel like this is kind of the masterclass in traversal in open world games. You get the pull caster straight away, which means you can like latch onto things and just go like at the top with a really fast bit of rope, which is great. But that's only a flavour. That is only just a little spice of the ingredient.
garnish.
Yes, exactly. Precisely though. But not just can you climb, can you run, can you use your pull caster. Horizon gives you more and yet more and yet more upon top. So when you go through to the actual Forbidden West, you get given the shield wing where you can just ride on down with this beautiful holographic little mushroom head above you. It becomes a game within a game to climb to the highest mountain, get your shield wing out and glide down as softly and beautifully as you can over the landscape below you, because it's just a whole new way of seeing this world that just feels so beautiful, and you want to keep doing it and keep seeing more. And just when you think, you know, maybe I've done my gliding enough now, maybe I've had enough of this shield wing, Horizon will give you something else to explore with. So one of my favourites I've spoken about before is the diving mask, which means you can go underwater and see things
So
from there.
cool.
You start running, you see a lake, you can dive in on the bottom, just swim around and be like, wow, I'm going to grab some kelp, I'm going to look at a tide ripper, hey, how's it going? Which is so fun. So you can override machines, as in Zero Dawn, so you can override charges to begin with, but you get a much wider breadth of choices of machine to be able to get on the back of. So like stuff like bristlebacks and claw striders, you can jump on and ride around this map and kind of attack people with them. And it becomes a whole new thing that you want to do yet again. Every time you think, oh, maybe I could fast travel here, there's that little thought in the back of your mind going, oh, but I could run, maybe I could climb, maybe I could get my glider out, maybe I'll take the underwater route, maybe I'll ride my machine, let me tell you. And it doesn't stop, like even as the game is reaching its closing moments and you get to this like important part in the story, which I don't want to spoil, so I'm just going to hint at. You get a new type of machine that you can get on the back of and see the map again in a different way. It's just, ooh, chef's kiss. Like it really just proved to me that an important part of open world gaming is wanting to see the open world. Horizon Forbidden West, I got in at the daunt and then I was cracking out my shield wing, I was running on my charger, I was diving in the water, I wanted to see what was down there and what could be at the top of a mountain. It was so good. So yeah, traversal, I think being able to have that kinetic, frenetic, dynamic experience of going all these different ways. Very important. Ingredient. Solve
All of our ingredients are very important for open world games, but I think I've got one that's
You think you've got the best ingredient?
not the best ingredient,
Is that
but,
what you're
kinda-
saying?
but an essential ingredient. Like, you know, it's having a cookie without dough.
Wow, that's
Or just some
wait,
chocolate chips.
is dough an ingredient?
Not dough, but you know, you make the dough. Well, okay, then without flour. Can you make dough without flour?
You know what? I don't know.
I don't know.
You probably
I'm
can.
not a cook or a baker. I'm a terrible chef in the kitchen. But either way, we're not talking about my cooking skills. We're talking about open world and video games. And I think an essential ingredient is just put loads of things in there to do. Just fill it with, you know, little mini games you can do, fill it with side quests, fill it with things you can discover and find, fill it with just things collectibles, just fill it with things, because you know sometimes you can go into an open world game and let's say you've got an hour or so left and you're like, oh, I want to play something for a bit, I'll go into this open world and I'm not in the mode. I'm not in the mood for the story, you know. Stories can take a lot of big time investment. Sometimes games even warn you and they're like, whoa, hang on a minute, Sonny, it's gonna take 2 hours to do this section. And you might even not want that, whereas that's why you just want to, you know, run around and then just do a thing. So you still want to be in the world, but just do a thing.
You want a quick win.
A quick win or a quick lose, you know, if you lose as not everyone's win is
You know what I really feel like today? A quick lose.
That's how I've lived my life.
Like for example with Elden Ring, the beta that is, you're exploring this beautiful big open world and you know, you might not want to go and do the linear path and then fight the big boss at the end. You might just want to...
never want to do that.
Never again.
No.
You might want to like go to a little camp and then, like there's the trolls at the in Limgrave where the trolls carrying the trolley. You might be like, oh, you know what? I've got some time to kill. I'm just gonna take these guys out and I'm gonna take over that trolley carriage wagon thing. Or I mean, it's not like, you know, a big open world. Some people would argue it's not even an open world, but like the Yakuza games where you're in just this big open space and you can go bowling, you can play card games, you can go karaoke. Like, just give me loads and loads of things you can do on the side for those moments where, you know, you don't want to do the story. Not that the story's not great or anything, but it could be a time thing, or you just want to, you know, just chill out, do something fun, have a laugh, or progress towards a completion list or something like that. Just something that will, really, it's just that, you know, when some people are like, oh, I want to play a game for 10 minutes, what shall I play? And then you can boot up an open world and argue, hey, just do this thing in the open world, and boom, you're in the open world game, essential ingredient, it's been fulfilled. So I think that's just why I think it's an essential thing. Just give loads of things you can do on the side, so it's not just, you know, the big epic story, it's, you know, you can dabble in the mood for whatever you fancy. I like doing multiple things. Give me lots of toys to play with.
I think it gives the world a lot of life as well, and makes it open for a reason rather than just, you know, for its own sake.
Because if you're not doing all the things on the side, then you're just going through a wonderful story. Whereas if you have the things on the side going on, yeah, like you're encouraged to then do the more experience the full open world experience, because it's like, oh, I'm going to explore this part of the game. It's an opening to do what this game has offered me. Whoa. These things like that.
And you're skiing before you know it.
I've never gone skiing. I'll probably break my legs. So, yeah, that's just an essential ingredient, I think, is just fill it with loads and loads of things on the side.
So, I think an essential ingredient to the perfect open world game is the absence of the game showing you where to go, or holding your hand, or telling you what to do. And often when I'm playing an open world game, I will take away HUD elements if the game allows me to do it. And Horizon Forbidden West allows you to do that. What I like to do in an open world game is to just exist in it. And I love it when games give you the opportunity to discover things without necessarily going, here it is, da 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 da. I don't want the fanfare. I don't want a big explosion on the screen like, boo 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 boo, you found the secret cave, yeah. I just want to find it. I just want to find it on my own. I like the sense that I am the first person who's found it, or that I am the first person who's been in this place for hundreds of years, maybe thousands of years. I think Skyrim is especially good at this. Every time you go in a cave, it does that little background music thing it does where it's like, and
so that's allowed, but not the
yes,
baboon.
Yeah.
yes, you just want a little hint of mystery.
Oh, the little
And it's so exciting. I find it incredibly exciting to think that I have found this thing that maybe no one else has found. Final Fantasy 7, 8 and 9 all did this. They have like a big overworld map, and in the extreme bottom corner of the map, and it's not even marked on the map as a landmass. They would hide like a secret island. Sometimes I just like to walk around and look at things, and I've been doing this loads in Horizon Forbidden West, especially when it goes to nighttime and like that incredible starry vista just comes, and I like to just go to a high place where there are no machines, no people, no animals, and just
That's because they're all dead.
just stand there and just look at it. There's been lots of talk about how good Horizon Forbidden West looks, but I think also something it does very well is the ambient sound. I think it nails the sense, especially when you're high up in the mountains. It sounds like you're in this huge open space. Like the quality of the sound, there's like a distance to it. You can hear like open air. It's hard to articulate without putting on some headphones and experiencing it for yourself. And I love just making up my own little stories about my character as well in those moments. Like, I don't know if any of you have come across the Leap Lasher convoy in Horizon Forbidden West. It's just a group of 3 Leap Lashers who hop along this set route, and it's like a choke point about halfway through where they go through this narrow section of valley, and there's environmental traps set up on each side, you know, the boulders, and you can shoot the support of the boulders and it sends the rocks flying down. I was like, ooh. And I needed a Leap Lasher circulator, I think, to upgrade one of my bits of equipment. And so I just sat there literally for about half an hour waiting for this Leap Lasher convoy to come back. And it was just cool. It was like something out of a Western. Just the sun was beating down on this orange rock. Like you could hear the bugs, you could hear the occasional caw of a bird in the distance. And I was just like sitting there with my spear, like, just waiting. You could just, I'd like to imagine Aloy just, where's the wind coming from? Just like gentle breeze, just swirling the dust. And eventually they came along and I set off the trap and I put a few traps of my own down on the valley floor, and it was like half an hour of waiting and about 1 minute of explosive action, and it just felt amazing. It feels organic. Obviously it's designed in that way, and Guerrilla have designed this Leap Lasher convoy to go on this set path, and they put this little chokehold valley there because they know that could be a thing you want to do. But when they design themselves in such a way that it enables you to feel like you are discovering these things, that for me is what makes an open world brilliant to play.
I got more ingredients. I'm hungry. I'm thinking about food and I'm thinking about open worlds, and the two come together like a delicious
meal.
Yes, that's exactly the thing. But I also think an important ingredient of open world gaming is monsters. Ooh. Which is like the aliens, and to ruffle my hair, aliens, monsters. Because my favourite thing about just games in general is kind of when imagination runs wild and you get these strange beasts that crop up throughout a narrative. So yes, you get those in a main story where like you hit the narrative beats and you're like, oh, what could be waiting? What's this thing going to be? But I think in an open world, having it populated with creatures that are very like strange and intriguing and make you want to go out and hunt them is a really, for me, an important and compelling part of a game. Like, I think it kind of comes from the codex kind of pull, like as in if you have a bestiary that you want to fill out with every different type of animal. I am absolutely all for anything in an open world game that has that, because I want to go like with my little snapper and take pictures and be like, snapper, that's really cool cameras. I want to go with my little snapper and take some pictures of anything I can find that's like new and interesting and kind of like and pulled out into the open world by what could be living in it. And I think that obviously ties into the idea of discovery and environmental storytelling and kind of making this world feel alive and populated. And you mentioned earlier, Rosie, civilizations, like kind of having like this feel of something being alive and inhabited. But I want it to just be as weird as possible and as monstrous as possible, and see what like the natural evolution of the creatures in this world could come to. Like when you, Horizon Forbidden West again, for example, like you go out and you see like a slaughter spine or a tide ripper or this gorgeous little batty dreadwing that's flying around, like, and you want to go and find that and put it in your book and my book and then, you know, find some more. Like you're pulled into that world by seeing all of these massive creatures or tiny creatures creatures sometimes as well. Sometimes they're small. Ain't judging on no size. And it's so exciting. So games like Red Dead Redemption 2 or The Witcher, where you've got like these open worlds full of creatures and monsters, The Witcher especially, when it's all based on like urban legends and folklore, and you get these kind of stories and tales of things that could be lurking in the woods for you. I love that. I love games that do that, where you can go and find something weird. That is what I want. I want a little monster, I want to put it in my bestiary, I want to go and find another one and have a lovely happy time. I just love collecting little freaks. Like, that is absolutely a part of open world gaming and experiences for me. So yeah, definitely monsters, beasties, baddies, anything that you can go and look at that's a bit strange.
Things to kill.
Yes, bosses, like big bosses. Elden Ring's massive big bosses. You don't know what's going to be around a corner, but you can see it looming in the distance, and you're like, wow, that's going in the journal, that's getting right down.
Get my snapper out.
Yeah, get that get snapping.
A big ingredient for the perfect open world for me is freedom of choice, which can come in several different ways, and I can think of a few examples of this, but for me, the perfect open world opens up to you and says, what do you want to do? I think the epitome of a world opening up to you and saying, what do you want to do, is Oblivion, which is just, you come out of prison.
The sewer moment.
The sewer moment
is so good.
I feel like they did it so well that they kind of ruined it for everyone else, because no one else can do it now. You know, literally, the sewer of a prison, you come up against it. It's dark, it's dank, it's confined. A door opens to the most like lush, beautiful, sunlit lake with a little island in the middle with a ruin and a bandit there, just like he's just like, hello, I'm ready for you. I've got a chest filled with treasure. I mean, that is just like, please come and explore me. But you don't have to. Don't gift that. But you don't have to. You can go anywhere, and that is the perfect open world. That's the purpose of an open world for me, is the freedom of choice. What you do next. It being your story, but it's not just about the order you do things. It can be very well linked to how you do things as well. Not just where you go on the map next, but once you get there, how you interact with whatever is there. I'm thinking a little bit about Metal Gear Solid 5 here, which is a slightly different open world, but the fact that, you know, some of those bases, they're vast, and you can decide where in the world you approach them from, and there is so much choice.
And at what time of day?
What time of day? There's so much choice in that. You know, you can find intel that gives you hints to things that might suggest a certain entry point. One of the big things I love about gaming in general is being able to have conversations with people about their experience of a thing and finding out that you've had a different experience of that same thing. I don't want to just, you know, be like, have you found this part of the map yet? I think the next level is then like, what did you do when you got there? How did you interact with that thing that was there? The freedom of choice that gives you, that just sells to me that it's an open world. I think the best open worlds feel real, they don't feel designed, and this freedom of choice is what's real. I never want to be funneled into, here is the way in, you know, and here's what you got to do. I want to get somewhere and like experience it, and for it to be for it to feel like it's my choice. For me to be rewarded by finding different ways to do things, and then thinking like it's part of the role-playing experience. Like, how would my character do it? Maybe usually my character just runs in all guns blazing, but I like the idea that I could be, you know, more stealthy, or I'm talking about very much action things here, but it's not just action things, it's also, you know, it's just every way that you interact with an open world. I think freedom of choice is just a paramount ingredient for what makes open worlds like so popular and necessary and good, and like why I will keep going back to them is because I want to experience these things my way and compare that with other people. I just think it's hugely important, and I'll challenge any of you if you don't agree.
Have you played Deathloop yet?
Not really.
I feel like it's not like an open world in the same way some of the other games we've spoken about are, but it's kind of got like open areas between each realm you can go to and the time of day you can do it. But that feels very much like something you can manipulate and have freedom of choice of how to explore and go in and out of, like how you're going to approach something, whether it's stealthy or with guns, and what intel you can collect to open doors and get codes. Like, it is very good.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds exactly right. Like, it's just, yeah, and then being able to talk to you. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with talking to people afterwards, but like I love that. I love solving the problem in loads and loads of different ways. It makes it massively replayable, and just I don't know, I'm a big fan.
So, the perfect ingredients for an open world game. You might be thinking foodstuffs
Yes, please.
from the name ingredients.
I'm always thinking
Yeah, always
foodstuffs.
got food on the mind.
I've done this intro a couple of times and named many foods, so I'm not going to do that right now. But just know that the bread, cheese, salad, yeast,
Garlic.
salt, pepper, garlic,
Yeast.
cloves, they were all there. They were all there. and
Oregano.
Oregano. Thank you, Rob.
Throw a different one each time.
there's the one we're starting on today.
A Rob life lesson. Everything is improved with a pinch of oregano. Let us know in the comments what you like to see in your open world video games. Give us a like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell if you haven't already done so you never miss out on anything from the world of PlayStation. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.